Have you ever looked at a new technology and wondered if there were any legal implications to the capabilities that it provides? Or maybe you thought something was legally acceptable, but ethically it seemed to be out of bounds. Or perhaps you wondered how society could accept a particular technology when there is so much potential for it to be used in a negative way. Major breakthroughs in technology can bring legal, ethical, and social concerns because they have the ability to shift the paradigm of how we live and interact with each other and with the devices that we use. Take the relatively new devices being offered by Amazon and Google that allow you to ask questions, conduct searches, or make purchases without touching a keyboard. You simply talk to the device and it answers you, and in some cases, places an order for you. Now that's really cool, and it's the stuff of science fiction films. But it's also a little creepy. Why? Because those devices have a microphone, and that microphone starts recording as soon as you utter the key phrase. But it also always is listening for that key phrase, which means the microphone is always on. Privacy advocates have been asking questions about whether or not we should allow these types of devices into our homes. There was even a murder investigation where the police requested Amazon provide all data on what their device recorded in someone's home. They were looking for evidence and suspected that this microphone may have heard something that could make or break the case. Is it legal for companies to sell these types of devices? Sure. Is it ethical? Maybe. That depends on your point of view. Is it socially acceptable? To some it is, but others wonder why anyone would put such a device in their homes. If I created a camera that can see through walls, there would be an immediate legal concern regarding privacy. It would probably never make it onto the market or get pulled off the market pretty quickly. At the very least, there would probably be some court cases. Now that's an extreme example, and likely impossible, but we need to recognize that when we accept a new technology, we have the potential of changing the legal landscape of what we consider to be legally and ethically acceptable. People have accepted the Amazon and Google devices, so we should expect that even more technology is being created that could shift the ethical and legal landscape in a completely different direction. Self-driving cars are another interesting technology that has interested a lot of people, but I suspect that if one causes a major accident, the company that created it will be sued. If I am in a self-driving car and it crashes, is that my fault? Can I be held liable for something a computer programmed by someone else did? That's a big legal question that hasn't been answered yet, but I suspect we will see something like this in a courtroom within the next decade. Bitcoins are another great example of a technology that has hit all three of these topics. It was initially considered to be illegal, but only a few countries actually created laws to make it illegal. Some consider it unethical because it isn't a real currency. It's a mathematical algorithm that generates, essentially, a digital token that can then be used for a purchase. It's a currency uncontrolled by any government where the algorithm acts like the government and issues the currency. Users of a Bitcoin are literally making money. Socially, it took off like a rocket in some arenas and has even become a viable method of making purchases at major stores online. It's also very popular in the hacking world because it is very difficult to track. It's an interesting technology that, honestly, I wish I learned about at its inception because I probably could have made some money, both literally and figuratively. These are all great examples of how technology can affect these spheres. Undoubtedly, major companies push their products through some form of legal review before going public, but it's tough to guess how each product will be accepted on an ethical basis or if society will even adapt to what has been created. As you think about the emerging technology you have chosen for this project, consider the potential legal, ethical, and social impacts. Look at how it could be used in an illegal manner, how it could affect the social sphere, and whether or not anyone would have ethical concerns about how it is used. You might be surprised how much impact it could actually have.